Evil, for the Stoics, isn't about monstrous faces or ghastly actions alone. Evil is far subtler, creeping into the world through the habits, attitudes, and actions of those who lack self-control, empathy, or a sense of moral duty. When we recognize that someone's character is ruled by manipulation, self-interest, or an utter disregard for others, we are not just observing a flaw. We are witnessing what the Stoics might call a soul enslaved to its most destructive impulses. Seneca once warned us, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." The truly poor are not those without money or power, but those who lack control over their own soul. When faced with such individuals, people who seem to act with a malicious intent, feeding off the misery they create, it's vital for us, as students of Stoicism, to hold firm to our own values and not be swept into their web. In this video, we will explore 5 signs that can help us identify if we are dealing with an evil person. Not evil in the sense of myth or superstition, but in the very real, everyday sense of a soul lost to its most base desires. And when we learn to recognize these signs, we are given a choice, to either be drawn into their chaotic world or to stand back, knowing that the path of virtue is the path we must walk. Number 1. Manipulation. The first sign of an evil character is the compulsion to control others through manipulation, deceit, or subtle coercion. This isn't the guidance of a leader or a mentor. It is the will to control others for selfish gain, even at the cost of their freedom or well-being. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." When we are entangled with a manipulator, the desire to resist their influence can grow strong. But the wise path, the Stoic path, is to resist becoming like them. Manipulators are drawn to power, to the thrill of bending others to their will. They may act as if they are helping, or they might appeal to emotions, but the end goal is always self-serving. Manipulation is the mark of someone who lacks self-respect, for a virtuous person leads by example, not by playing with the emotions or lives of others. When we recognize manipulation, we recognize a soul that has lost its integrity, a soul not to be followed or trusted. Number 2. Indifference to others' pain, the absence of empathies. A lack of empathy reveals the hollowness of a person's soul. For the Stoics, empathy and a sense of shared humanity were central. Epictetus taught, what upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about these things. An indifferent person, however, is not merely oblivious, they are dismissive, even hostile, toward the suffering of others. To an indifferent person, people are tools to be used, objects to be discarded when they no longer serve a purpose. Their lack of empathy isn't just a neutral absence. It's a conscious choice to turn away from others' humanity. This behavior is dangerous because it suggests a person who sees no value in mutual respect or compassion. Being around such people can drain us, wear down our own emotional reserves. They might even manipulate us into thinking that our emotions are weaknesses. But we must remember, empathy is a strength, a reflection of our higher nature. When faced with the indifferent, we should walk away, knowing that our ability to feel is a strength they will never understand. 3. Envy and resentment, a destructive inner fire. Envy is a poison that corrupts the soul from within, and those who are envious spread this poison to all around them. Seneca spoke of envy as the most wretched of all souls, because it is a fire that consumes without creating. People who are ruled by envy are incapable of feeling happiness for others. They see every success as a threat, every joy as a personal affront. Envious individuals may criticize, undermine, or subtly sabotage others to bring them down to their level. They cannot celebrate the success of others because it serves as a reminder of their own perceived shortcomings. Such individuals are dangerous to be around, for their jealousy can easily become malice. Their resentment, left unchecked, grows like a cancer that eventually spreads into every relationship, every endeavor. For us, as Stoics, envy is a distraction, an emotion that pulls us away from our inner tranquility. To envy another is to admit that we lack something within ourselves. The wise response to envy is self-sufficiency, a deep appreciation of our own journey without the need to compare. And when we encounter envious people, we must protect ourselves from their toxicity, for nothing productive can come from a soul trapped in envy. Number 4. Self-destruction, masquerading as rebellion. Another subtle form of evil lies in those who are trapped in a cycle of self-destructive behavior. They may mask it as rebellion, as a rejection of societal norms, or as a carefree attitude, But beneath this mask lies a deep disregard for their own well-being and, by extension, the well-being of those around them. Epictetus warned, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." But self-destructive people seek not improvement, but escape. They are not content with their lot, nor are they striving to change it. Instead, they lash out, engaging in behavior that harms themselves and others in equal measure. They might encourage others to join them, to partake in activities that lead nowhere, that sap energy and potential. Self-destructive people are often charming, enticing in their recklessness, but their path is one that leads to ruin. To follow them is to risk losing ourselves in the process. True strength lies in self-discipline, in the ability to rise above base impulses and live in accordance with reason. When we stop indulging the self-destructive, they might miss the camaraderie of shared recklessness, but they are also forced to confront the emptiness of their own path. Number 5. Unconcern for truth, the predator of deception. Lastly, a clear sign of an evil nature is an active disregard for truth. Such people wield lies not just as tools but as weapons. They care nothing for honesty or integrity. They are willing to distort reality to suit their desires. The Stoics valued truth above all else, for they saw truth as the bedrock of a virtuous life. As Marcus Aurelius put it, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." A person who lies has abandoned the path of virtue. They betray others to elevate themselves. They twist facts to manipulate emotions, and they hide their true intentions behind a facade of charm or goodwill. Such individuals cannot be trusted because they do not value reality. They create webs of deceit, dragging others into their distorted world. And in doing so, they erode the bonds of trust that hold us together. A Stoic remains grounded in truth, knowing that deception leads only to chaos. When we remove ourselves from liars, they may miss our presence, but they are left with only their empty fabrications to cling to. What they feel when you stop looking for them. There is a unique kind of silence that follows when we disengage from toxic people. These individuals are used to feeding off the reactions, attention, and energy of others. When we stop looking for them, when we walk away and refocus on our path, something shifts in the balance. They may feel a void, a strange emptiness they cannot explain, because they are no longer receiving the validation they sought. For manipulators, indifference is unsettling. For those ruled by envy, it's intolerable. For the self-destructive, it's confronting. Without an audience, without someone to draw in, these people are left alone with the reality of their own actions. Epictetus taught us that freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. When we remove our energy from such individuals, we reclaim our freedom. We are no longer at the mercy of their whims, their desires, or their destructive patterns. Instead, we stand firm, unshaken, living by our own standards, by the virtues that guide us. To recognize these signs of a corrupted character is not to judge harshly, but to protect ourselves from harm. The Stoics remind us that evil does not need to be grand or terrifying. It is often quiet, insidious, wearing a familiar face and speaking with comforting words. But beneath the surface lies an intent that is not in alignment with virtue. Our task is to walk the path of integrity, to guard our own hearts and minds against the influence of such people. When we recognize manipulation, indifference, envy, self-destruction, and deceit, we are given a choice to either engage with these forces or to turn away, focusing instead on our own journey towards self-mastery. In the words of Seneca, associate with people who are likely to improve you. And let us also strive to improve ourselves, to rise above petty emotions and destructive desires. When we stop looking for those who bring us down, we create space for the right people to enter our lives. Those who uplift, inspire, and remind us of the power that comes from living in harmony with virtue. As we turn away from those who do not serve our journey, we turn toward a life of strength, peace, and unshakable character. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.